Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Mahala Monday. Fantastic to be with you, everybody. Welcome. It is the month of love. It is February. Yes, yes, yes. You can already start making Christmas plans. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. My name is Dougal. Yes, it is Mahala Monday time, and it's wonderful to have you here with us. A fantastic show coming your way. As always, I am not alone, as people say. Some say actually that she can smell color. Yes, she can smell color. Also, she can see sound. And rumor has it she's cooked for all the presidents we've had in South Africa. It's Rhoda, everybody. None of those things are true, but anyway.
No, it's not true.
Did you cook for all the presidents?
No, I did not, Dougal. If you consider my family as the presidency, then that is probably what I cooked for. Fair enough. So, yeah. So
good to have you, Rhoda. Month of love.
Yes, it's a month of love, Dougal.
Yeah.
Yes, so we got big plans for this month, and you know what? Going all out, and the hearts, and the chocolates, and the all of that, all the way above.
Thanks, Rhoda. The view from under the bus is fantastic.
Yes, guys, it's a month of love, and I'm looking forward to it. How many days? Is not a leap year?
No. 28.
Okay, perfect.
Leap year was last year.
Was it last year? You
Yeah.
see, I'm losing out on time here, Dougal. Things are moving too fast for me. It's moving too fast. But yeah, February. So I'm hoping everybody's got their plate of food, their glass of wine, their cup of coffee, or you know what, just sitting there watching us and enjoying it.
Yeah, now fantastic. And Rhoda's leap year, there's 3 days gone. I've taken one. But it is a fantastic show and we're looking forward to it. It is going to be absolutely brilliant, right? And as you know, it's an interactive show. And as always, we talk to people who really leave their mark on society and people who do extraordinary things and people we can learn from. And more importantly, they inspire and they just do amazing things. And this is what the show is exactly about. So first things first, before we move on, please like, please share this. This is very important. Please share this and feel free to comment if you've got any questions, any comments. We look forward to receiving those. Now, in proud collaboration and association with The Word magazine, we've got a very, very special guest today.
Yes.
Do you want to introduce the guest?
You know what, Dougal? If not, why not?
Please.
Yeah. So you can do all the, I know you're very good at the frills.
No,
you can
there's
do
no
all
frills,
the front in front, exactly what she's done and things like that.
Oh.
And I shall do the name.
Oh, I tell you what, the frills, I've got to do it like
He
this.
loves the
I've got to do this like this. Now, let me tell you, firstly, this is a public speaker, MC extraordinaire par excellence, okay? And you will obviously know our very special guest from television. You will know our special guest from radio as well. Also, when it comes to mental fitness, this is a proper guru and a guest speaker and really somebody that can take your brand, your personal brand, and just take it levels up. This is our guest tonight.
Liezel van der Westhuizen!
And there she is. Hello. How's it going?
I'm trying to imitate Dougal there with his frills.
Yeah, the frills.
Not as good as you.
Was it? That's the only other move I have.
Yeah.
How's it going, Liezel?
Hi, everyone. Great to be here. Great to be part of the conversation and just excited for our time together.
No, fantastic.
Excellent.
Listen, thank you so much for joining us. There's so many things we want to talk to you about. So many things. Because obviously, Liezel, I mean, you need very little introduction. In the South African landscape, when it comes to television, when it comes to radio, when it comes to emceeing, when it comes to guest speaking, all of this, I mean, Liezel van der Westhuizen is well known in those circles.
Well, yes and no, because there's this whole new generation of youngsters and young executives that are coming up that were just watching me when I was starting out on TV, and now they're in the working force. So it's just amazing to have still been in the industry. It feels like a very long time, and it hasn't been actually that long. It's only been
2 days.
years. 2 days. And we met 15 years ago, so that's we were 15.
We were
when
15
met.
at the time. Yeah, no, look, you don't look a day older than 16, nor do I. So it's
Did you say 60 or 16?
16. No, definitely not. No, there's I can still tell you there's lots of years before it's 60, okay? So there's still lots of years.
For all of us.
For all of us.
all of
For
us,
all
Google.
of us. For all of, okay, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there.
Leave it there, Dougal.
Yes.
Leave it there.
Lost it.
I want to get straight into this because apart from the fact, you mentioned radio and how long we've known each other, but the one thing that I do know about you, I mean, you're an extraordinary presenter, and especially when it comes to television and radio. And I want to start off there because that's how we actually met. We were talking about this off air as well. You moved from Gauteng, you moved to the Cape, you joined a radio station here, and I think that both of us, it was our first week, or could have been the first day, or you know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I got a call from a television show to say, hey, pack up everything, pack up idols, move to Cape Town and come and present the show. And I literally got into my car from Pretoria, quit my job on radio there, drove in my little silver car with my bicycle on the back, a pair of shoes and a half a wardrobe, as we women do, and distinctly remembering the bicycle. And I remember getting on the N1 and stopping at the garage just outside Cape Town and seeing Table Mountain for the first time and going, wow, this is home. I don't know Cape Town. I'd spent a few holidays here, but it was literally walking into something completely new. And then I got a call. I actually tweeted and said, hey, day 1 living in Cape Town, day 2 living in Cape Town. And then I got a tweet from the radio station saying, hey, we're seeing you here, come and see us. And then that's where you and I met in terms of starting. So at that time, Twitter, now X, it helps to be on social media.
Wow,
Definitely.
wow. That is a great story because, you were just sharing what has happened. But I mean, your road is, because obviously your work ethic, because of this, we know your work ethic and people look up to you because it is really, really fantastic, all the things that you've done. But over the years, you've morphed, you've done many things. Now, before I go into the many things, I actually want to touch on this because you mentioned a bicycle. Okay, you mentioned there was a bicycle in the car.
It was mentioned before the
There's
clothes.
always a bicycle. Yeah. I've been wearing a bicycle earrings. There we go.
Look at that.
Yeah. There's always a bicycle or a giraffe somewhere.
Yeah. So, Liezel, in terms of bicycle, I mean, you've literally driven from or cycled from here to the moon, I'm sure.
Not that extreme. I have to tell you, I'm actually the world's worst athlete. And I decided to pick up a bicycle and learn to cycle in my middle age after watching an Ironman on television. And thought, wow, that's something I could do. So let me just tell you what an Ironman triathlon is. It's a 3.8K swim, followed by a 180K cycle, followed by a marathon. And here's me from Pretoria thinking I could do this. And it was a couple of weeks away before half Ironman, which is half the distance. And I entered and I didn't make the cutoff. I had no experience, didn't know what a triathlon was. I literally just bought a bike a couple of weeks before the time, completely failed at it. And that night there was an award ceremony and the person that went on stage went, oh, we got this blonde TV presenter here. I thought they could do an Ironman and didn't make the cutoff.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Wow.
Wow.
And I remember, there's 2 pivotal moments in my career, and that was one where I went, wow, in front of an audience of 3,000 people, I just remember my face going red, and I wanted to burst into tears, and I almost did, and then I took my phone out and I looked when the full Ironman was, and it was exactly 12 weeks away. And I went to the presenter afterwards and I went, oh, the full Ironman is 12 weeks away. You're going to call my name when I cross that finish line. And the guy said, no, maybe stick to like a 5K, something that you can enjoy, maybe something that you can finish. And I literally went out and got a coach. I was in the middle of filming Idols. We were traveling with Idols. My bike went with wherever we traveled. And I trained all the time. So in between sessions, I was either in the gym on a bike or in the pool, just trying to get my training in. And hard work, 12 weeks later, I crossed that finish line and became an Ironman. But my point of my story is I am the back marker. I am never the fastest. I'm never the fittest. And I want to use my stories to inspire, to show people that you don't have to be the best to be able to go there. Consistency and hard work does pay off, and anything is possible when it comes to your fitness journey and your health journey.
Yeah, and that is what I wanted to talk to you about, especially when it comes to your work ethic, because you've got an unparalleled level of dedication, attention to detail, commitment, and you all there. One of your greatest qualities, I must say, is you in the moment. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes people talk to somebody and then they're there and then they're on their phone or whatever. You're always present, which is a remarkable quality. So well done for that. But now I wanted to ask you this, and this is really my first question, because obviously you were featured on the Word magazine. That's where you are for January, yes?
Yeah.
And you won't believe the excitement. I got the print cover yesterday, my own print. So it's on the cover. And Big Mike, my fiance, in his excitement, because I was going to hold it up and show everyone, but I know you'll have it. There we go.
Yeah, there we
He's
go.
gone to have it framed, and he took it as a surprise to me to hang up in the study. So very sweet. So next time we speak, it will be hanging behind me. But I am so proud of this cover. It's just
Looks good.
so beautiful. And Liezel, who's the editor who did the interview, was it captures everything. And it's not just my story, it's also sharing tips and advice for entrepreneurs, how to grow their brands and how to grow their business. So that's just, it's really one of my proud moments. And I can't stop looking at that cover. And the minute it came out, or I saw the sneak peek, and then when you actually see the copy in front of you, it's
Looks good.
really such an honor to be on that cover.
Looks very good.
Definitely. And I'm liking the outfit there, towering above the rest with the giraffe shirt. I mean, geez, well done there. I love it.
I was almost in that shirt and I thought, no, it's too close. Let me put some other, let's mix it up a little bit. Let's show that I actually have other giraffe clothes. But it's such a great magazine for any business executive looking for anything. It makes for such a great read. And what I love about it being online is it's accessible anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just such a great platform from an advertorial point of view, an advertiser's point of view, if you're trying to reach that market. And then just to share the cover, I mean, big fan of Sivangesi. And 2 months later, I got to be on the same cover of the mag that he was on. And the future mags, trust me, I had a sneak peek of who's coming up in the next couple of months. There's big names coming. So it's such an honor. And I know you'll share the details on where people can find the link to go through.
No,
Definitely,
fantastic.
definitely we will.
What, apart from a very rude MC making an obnoxious remark saying, yeah, you know, somebody didn't finish the Iron Man. They
Iron
couldn't,
Man.
yeah. What else has influenced you to do what it is that you do?
So I just get inspired by, I love hearing people's stories. I love hearing, and I'm lucky enough to work in a space where I not only coach in terms of mental fitness, which I know we'll touch on a bit later, but I get to present on a number of radio stations about testing out the latest fitness products, testing out fitness classes, and trying to find a fitness fit for anyone, because that world can be so intimidating, walking to a new gym the first time, that feeling of gym intimidation. And I always say to people, there is a fit for everyone. You don't have to be a runner. You don't have to be a cyclist or a triathlete. You can go and do a bungee jumping class or a aerial yoga class, or moms can go do a class called stroller fit for moms and babies in prams. So it's using my platform and my journey of being the back marker, the back runner, the back finisher, and just saying, you know, I might look like the athlete, but genetically, nowhere near that. So at one stage I used to get teased on social media a lot about the way I talk with my hands, the fact that I'm always last at events. And I actually took a back step a couple of years ago, just from being on social, because I found it so overwhelming and so negative and toxic. And then I thought, let me change the narrative and use it, because if I'm getting this, and I started sharing these stories on air, if I'm getting the negative, what about people who are out there who are getting it in a daily capacity and not as mentally strong as me? And how do we deal with those challenges and make ourselves mentally fit for that and dealing with the pressures? So that's inspired me to my journey. And then when I was at campus radio, I was actually teased because I had a fear of public speaking, and I tried to audition to be a presenter. And then the panelists that were standing there, and a well-known big radio shock jock was in the audience, and they were laughing and they were going, "You'll never be a radio presenter. You can't even speak in public." And as I was turning to leave the room, really embarrassed, he turned and he said, "But there's a job for a tea girl." And I went, "I'll take it." Because I knew that would be my step in, and I might not be on air. And that's actually paved the way for my background in PR as well. So it's been a long, interesting journey of how everything just flows and leads into things.
Yeah,
I was
Rhoda.
gonna say I was gonna touch on the PR quickly because I'm definitely wanting to get there quickly, but I do believe we got a comment.
Let's have a look at one of those comments there.
Ah,
This is from the word architect who says, hello, 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 Liezel. Who says, I love this woman and all she stands for, energy and the amazing brand advice she offers. Thank you for gracing our cover. Looking forward to future collaborations. And that is from Lisa.
That's from Lisa.
That
Hey,
is so
Lisa.
incredible. I know I'm busy writing an article for the next issue with an incredible person on the cover. I'm not going to tell you who that is, but just talking about mental fitness and coping with stressful situations and day to day. So that will be in the next issue that you can look forward to. So very excited. Thank you, Lisa, for that message.
Very nice. Thanks,
Lovely,
Lisa.
lovely.
Yeah, and if you want to keep commenting, please send it in. If you've got a question for Liezel, by all means, this is the opportunity to ask. You had a question.
That's right. I'm jumping back to the PR because, I mean, I saw some names. I obviously had to do a bit of reading up of yours. Lenny Kravitz, Sarah Brightman, I mean, the Backstreet Boys. Excuse me, man. Wow. To name a few.
I have to say, when I joined campus radio as a T girl and couldn't speak and couldn't be on air because I was too nervous, I ended up in the music department where I had to deal with a lot of the record companies. And at the time I was studying. Tux FM is a community station at the University of Pretoria, and you just work on a voluntary basis there. And in my honors year, I actually got offered a job at Virgin Music to be a PRO. Wow. And I moved my honors from a day course to an evening course in communication management. In the day, I actually worked as a PRO, and I got the chance to work with some incredible names. I mean, Backstreet Boys, I think it was about 15, 18 years ago, came to South Africa for a 48-hour, they were doing a 48-hour around the world tour. Wow. And they literally landed into Cape Town in Elvis's jet. Great story.
Wow.
They rented Elvis's jet. The whole band came out, and I mean, I know they came into South Africa last year, and they were much younger back then. And we got a chance. We were told, okay, Liezel, you're from Pretoria. We need to now find somewhere in Cape Town where the band can get in the early mornings, have a view of Cape Town's Table Mountain, have a view of the ocean, and do a whole media press meet and greet. So it was incredible. It's such a great opportunity to work with international bands on their trips here, and even just handling their PR and dealing with the team behind the scenes. And I think it's taught me a lot about the value of media, the importance of those relationships, the importance of PR. So that's the backstory. I also have a great story where I sat in Sarah Brightman's room in a hotel in Joburg, and I think we were eating something sweet, or she'd unpacked something sweet from her bag. So the people that I've met and the relationships that I've built has just been really incredible.
Incredible.
Beautiful, fantastic.
Beautiful.
That is brilliant. So obviously we touched a little bit on the mental fitness, and we also saw a clip of you of obviously just doing proper physical fitness exercises and all of this. But to somebody that is still unclear with mental fitness, you talk quite about, and this is a topic that you tackle, and this is obviously, I would assume, to give people skills or at least some sort of resilience to have some sort of mental aptitude towards a challenge.
Absolutely, and it applies. So mental fitness is your ability to cope with a stressful situation. So an easy way to explain this is, if something goes wrong in the office and you hit 0 to 100 in 3 seconds and you just blow your top within 3 seconds, what mental fitness does is I coach clients to have that skill and that resilience where you hit 0 to 100, not in those 3 seconds, but in a more calm and relaxed manner, and a more copeful way, or that's a word I've just made up, a way where you cope with the stressful situation a little bit better. And so often we spend, and you heard me talking about the fitness, how hard I trained for Ironman, but we spend so much time running, cycling, looking at our stats on our watch and on the various tracking apps, but we don't spend time just working on our minds and actually doing mindfulness and mental fitness exercises every day. So with my clients, I do mental fitness workouts every day. So it can be 2 minutes, it can be 6 minutes, and these little tools that actually help you to cope with those stressful situations. And I link it back. I work with a lot of corporates, not even locally, but internationally as well, just coaching their staff to deal with themselves and how to to deal with others within the workplace when it comes to, you've got that stressful colleague that stresses you out. How do you have that mental capacity to deal with them every single day and not lose your cool and cope with it in a better way?
And Liezel, how was it received by the people that you would then coach or speak to, or people, delegates who attend a talk like that? How do they receive this?
It's so incredible. And when I started, because I've worked in radio, I've worked in TV, and I've been coaching on personal branding for a long time. And I thought, you know what, I'm really enjoying the personal branding coaching where I've helped clients. But during the time while you work on branding, we talk about some of the limiting beliefs that we have. And a lot of the founders and a lot of CEOs that I have touch on different things and different elements that they have in terms of limiting belief. One is putting yourself out on social media, or how you perceive yourself. And I realized that I can't just coach on mental fitness if we're not on personal branding, if we're not tackling that resilience and tackling the way we see ourselves and building that confidence. So it's amazing how bringing in these tools into a coaching element, whether it's business coaching, I do speaker training, I do media training. But I first start with that mental fitness and getting that capacity to deal with the stressful situation, how to prep yourself before you go on stage. So even before we were live, the camera was live on me, I was doing my little mental fitness moment just so that I can get focused and 100%, give you 100% to this call. So it's amazing to see how important people find this. It's also incredible to see, I was talking to a client today and I said, in 6 weeks or 7 weeks, you'll actually see a difference. And they went, how in 7 weeks? And I said, if you give 100% to this program and you commit just to your 2 minutes mental fitness exercises 3 times a day, I mean, that's 6 minutes. Who hasn't got 6 minutes in their day to work on their mental fitness? It's amazing to see that result. And when you sit back and you notice how you've managed to cope with the situation, how your resilience has improved, how your patience with a colleague has changed, or your dealings with a colleague has changed. So it's really incredible to see, and incredible to see how corporates embrace it and really want to add that into their practice and want their leaders to have that skill.
Wow. Because you spoke there about personal branding, and obviously we're going to touch on the whole giraffe brand as well, but we've got a quick comment. I just want to jump there quickly and then we'll come back to that. So we do have a comment, so we're just going to have that up there in a second, and then we're going to ask you about the giraffe brand.
Oh, we're going to have fun with that one.
Well, I am not going to...
Giraffe. Oh, Hubert.
Hubert says, hello, Hubert says, now we know that Gina Carey meant when she said, a strong woman looks a challenge dead in the eye and gives it a wink. We salute you, Gina.
I've never heard that.
So there you go.
Hubert, that's a great,
that's a great line.
That's a great,
and more.
that's a
great
really,
line.
I'm going to steal that. I will give him credit for that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, Mark Saul says, Liezel, you look beautiful. Loving the interview thus far. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
For sending that through. So, yes, Liezel, so let's talk about this. The brand, you spoke, you mentioned it. You said personal brand. Your personal brand, and obviously it's a proper, like when I say personal brand, I mean like a real brand. It's a brand. Let's just call it what it is. The giraffe. How did this all start? Where does it come from? Not, you know what I mean?
So, I'm always full of interesting stories.
And it's fine, Liezel, you don't have to tell us the truth.
I'm going to tell you the truth again. I should have actually sent you the newspaper article to put up. So I was just started presenting Idols, and I'd gone to a hotel launch in Cape Town. And the Sunday Times has that page 3 gossip column, seen and heard section, edited by a journalist and fashion designer named Craig Jacobs. And my sister, who's actually 7 centimeters taller than me, was with me at an event. And once we're in heels, we were even taller than everyone else. And he'd taken a photo of us, put it in the newspaper, and went, so-and-so was seen here, so-and-so, and the Giraffe sisters, Liezel and Monique, were there, towering above everyone else. And this was on Tuesday, and Sunday I saw the article, and having been tall and always mocked for our height, I didn't want my sister to see the article, so I kind of hid the newspaper from her, and eventually she said, listen, someone said there's a picture of us in the paper, and I said, yeah, and she's like, what does it say? And I went, it says, we look like giraffes. She's like, yes. So I said, what are you saying yes for? She goes, we have a nickname in the media. I went, oh, okay, that's a great way of looking at this. And then we started, then a week later, I'm not lying to you, a sports brand actually sent a hoodie, and it had giraffe on the background,
Oh,
on the
wow.
back. And each of us got one of those bright purple hoodie.
Oh.
And then I checked into a hotel a couple of weeks later, and it said, welcome the giraffe. And then, like a year later, I was working in Cape Town, and I checked into the hotel, and the towels on the bed were made into a giraffe, and I had a giraffe coloring book. And then people start sending, this is just on my desk now, and incredible copywriter named Jade actually crocheted this for me. So
Wow.
I get sent these beautiful and incredible little giraffe memorabilia. Each with a story behind them. So it started to just spiral, and on social media, I'd sign off my post with a little giraffe or the giraffe sisters. And eventually, probably about 5 years later, a business coach from the States was bringing a delegation over to South Africa to do a whole week conference. And they got in touch and they said, would you like to come and talk on personal branding? And I went, what do I know about personal branding? Why are you asking me? And they went, no, we loved the giraffe story. We've been following it and seeing it, and it popped up on someone's socials. And that's how the giraffe brand came about. And I use my stories and the stuff that I've learned in social on how to put yourself out there. Of course, I take it a bit to the extreme. Even my car is giraffe print.
I saw that.
So that is way to the extreme. But it's just, for me, it's actually just about having fun and showing people you can have fun with your brand.
Yeah. And is that like a key thing, whatever your personal brand is, that it's got to be fun. It's got to be something that, I don't want to say you're going to be proud, but like, because this is probably the trick, because somebody will struggle because everybody wants to be unique.
Yeah.
But would the uniqueness not be offset by the fact that it is fun for you if that is your brand?
It is, but it's also about finding. I always say my superpower is I can find your personal brand story without you even worrying about it. It is about finding that, and sometimes people go, "I have no brand," and I go, "Yes, you do. You just need to find it." And I give a free resource, and I'll mention, and it is even mentioned in Word magazine, where I have a personal brand guide that you can work through and just find what makes you so unique. It doesn't have to be as extreme as me with the giraffe. It could be something unique as cooking for the presidents or MC extraordinaire. And you're just having fun with the mic or having fun with any element. So it's just about finding that one little thing that makes you unique and authentic. And often businesses want to see or clients want to see what the business leaders and CEOs are doing. So it's very important to have some type of message. I mean, if I used Liezel from Word magazine, just seeing her tips and her advice and the other side of her business, or seeing behind the scenes. It's amazing to see what happens in the office and the team working hard behind the scenes. That is already a personal brand and an approachable brand. Yeah. And people love seeing that and seeing the brand story. But as I said, it doesn't have to be as extreme as I've taken it to the complete extreme. Mm-hmm. It's something simple, unique that you can just tailor in, that silver thread that tailors in through your messaging or through your posts or through whatever you're doing.
Oh, fantastic. Now, quickly, I want to touch on this because you're very active. Socially, you are active, but with a sense for the community, your surrounds, you are a very, very productive contributor to the well-being of society, and obviously by all your actions it does appear, and a person can safely assume this, that you've got big dreams and hopes, and as we all do, for our community, our country, our society at large. Why is to help others and elevate others? Why is this such a priority for you? Because you're very active on the philanthropic side as well.
I think I'm very blessed, having been on all the platforms and from television to radio. I get exposed to a lot of incredible communities, and then especially through sport, the various events that I've done. I always try and use it to give back to a community or to uplift a community. At the moment, I am working with an incredible choir, or in communications with them. They're called Tanda Choir, and Tanda means blessing. They are a group that have put this choir together to create a safe space for youngsters in Khayelitsha to come to after school, safe place to rehearse. They actually did the musical score for The Last Ranger, the Oscar-nominated short film. And they've been challenged by a band called the Dave Matthews Band to get ready for the Cape Town Cycle Tour. So now we're on a mission to try and get them bicycles to use on the day, to get them onto the start line, to get them kits sponsored. And it's just using my voice and having, if you've got the voice and the platform, using that voice and that platform to share that message. So if anyone's able to assist, tanda.choir on Instagram, they've got all the details there, all the messaging there. I saw them I was emceeing a conference last year, and I was behind the scenes getting ready, and I didn't know there was a choir on stage yet. And I went, oh, who's put on Spotify? Whose YouTube channel is this? When I heard them singing. I didn't realize that they were actually doing it live. I thought it was a backtrack.
Wow.
So it's incredible to see these youngsters who are at school level. They do their schoolwork, then they go do gigs to try and make an income to support their families and to support their schooling. And amazing to see. And every community has a story. So if you had to just look, and I always challenge people, they go, we don't know where to start. Look in your community. Down the road, there is some charity or some organization doing something within your community. And use your platform, or you don't have to necessarily be a monetary, it can be time, it can be, and it doesn't have to be time in terms of volunteering. Maybe you've got a skill, such an accountant or a lawyer. They often need these certain skills, and it's things that we sometimes overlook. Accounting skills, law skills, PR skills, not just giving time. So I always say, look in your local surrounds, and if you don't know, look on your local WhatsApp groups and your local Facebook groups. You'll be able to see it there.
So true.
No, that is really fantastic, and I think people should take a leaf out of your page there, or out of the book, I should say.
The book.
I think there's so many great organizations doing so many great things, and they don't always have the platform or the opportunity. And if we just spread the message, and you never know who you know that can connect someone that can connect someone.
True.
And if you don't start the conversation, you'll never know.
No, and that's 100%. That is absolutely 100%. But you've done many events. Let's not put a number to it, but I'm sure it's thousands with lots of zeros.
I participated, yes.
Participated.
Big word, participated.
You've worked in many countries. You've emceed and facilitated conferences and all these sort of things all over the place. What is next? What is next? Because I feel that there's something brewing. There's something. Is there anything that you can spill the beans on at least?
There's always something brewing. There is a potential to skip a yacht race later this year internationally. There is, so there's some interesting fitness trips, fitcation trips planned. So that's the one thing, and an opportunity to possibly go to base camp at Everest.
Wow.
So there's some interesting and amazing, and then of course tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll get an email going, hey, would you like to do this, or we'd like to challenge you to do that. So I always say, and the joke in the family is, what are you training for, Liezel? I go, I don't know, whoever emails me with the next challenge. So I should be careful what I put out there, because you never know what I might be doing next.
Because you've done a lot of those challenges. What was like one that stands out? What you could share with us?
There's been quite a few. I've cycled across the Himalayas with a blind athlete on a tandem.
Wow.
That was really incredible, with an organization called Adventure Beyond Barriers Foundation. And what they do is they give people with disabilities an opportunity to experience what people with abilities get to experience on every day. And it's just such an eye-opener to be able to see, I've got a guide, an athlete, we're camping, we're on the bike, and just taking them through that journey and cycling. It was 550 Ks, 6,500 meters above sea level. That was a really major challenge, and I think one of the toughest things I've done. It goes from -5 to 30 degrees, because the temperatures change every day. And then we ended at the highest motorable road in the world, Kadungla in India, just 550 Ks from Manali, and that's where you end. And then you've got to take the long bus trip and put the bike on the roof and and get back down because the altitude is so high up there, and if you're not used to it. So it's just incredible to have these opportunities where I can use my voice. We used it to raise funds for one site and Operation Smile.
Wow.
So everything I do, I always try and give back in a little sense to something different. But I mean, there's so many people who do just as amazing things. So that's just my small story.
There's one that stands out. There's one that stands out.
One that stands out, yeah.
We got a quick comment here, Liezel, and we just want to check what that is. That's from Danelle.
Hi, Danelle.
Hello, Danelle. Danelle says, loving the
Danelle.
stories and how brand can be created with such an amazing story and memories. And that is fantastic. And that touches on what you said. Hubert says, small acts, big impact. Giving back is the rent we pay for being on this earth.
Hey,
We
look
should
at
just hire Hubert because he's got just amazing sayings.
Ooh, I'm telling you.
Report
does
him next
nothing.
week, please, with him. No,
He does.
creates amazing sayings and
That's
great
what he
comments.
does. I
Yes.
know somebody who's got a bicycle, who's running.
I know someone who will do something, but I'll create a great slogan or a great
There
comment.
we go.
Here we go.
So you do the hard part, Liezel, and I'll just create the great wording.
Yeah,
for
we
you.
need to
There
get
you go.
Hubert
You
on.
see, hired, Hubert, you're hired. Please report to the Giraffe Towers on Monday.
I'll tell Hubert.
I'm sure he's going to come up with a slogan for that.
Yeah, wait, don't worry. We'll give him 5 minutes. We'll have something else coming up.
We will.
Definitely.
We will. So there's some exciting stuff happening. So if you had to give somebody advice, somebody who's like inept like me, and I don't want to say lazy or, you know what I mean, but somebody, so I want to work on my personal brand, and regardless of age, I mean, there'll be teenagers watching this, there'll be business people, business owners watching this, business executives, and just anybody, whoever's watching this, they go, all right, I want to work on my personal brand. And I go back to the first thing you said is like, find something about you that, you know, sort of surmises who you are. What other tip can you give us that we can take home with us?
So the biggest thing I would say is look across all your platforms and see if you're not on social media or you're starting on social media or you want to promote your brand on social media, look at a platform that you are comfortable working with. Even if TikTok is the latest trend, but you're not comfortable with it and you're comfortable with Facebook, use the platform that you're comfortable with, because the minute you're comfortable with a platform, you'll be comfortable with sharing whether it's a business struggle or sharing tips or sharing info about your business. So that would be my first tip is don't have to follow the trends and jump on Blue Sky or on Threads or on TikTok if you're not comfortable. If you're not comfortable putting yourself on camera, that's fine. There's other ways. I worked with an overseas business coach who never showed her face onto socials, but we used the amazing videos and amazing tips and advice to generate clients and to generate engagement onto a platform. So look at something that you're comfortable with and a platform that you're comfortable. That will already take the stress, because it can be overwhelming to be on social media. So you want to take that stress away. My other tip would be don't be shy to share your struggles or advice, especially as a business owner, what you've gone through, because you never know out there who you're going to inspire with that advice. And don't be scared to ask a question if you're struggling with something. I find threads, Instagram threads, so incredible when it comes to business advice or people saying they're struggling with something, and using that as a platform. And you're amazed, even Facebook, how people engage and assist and give advice. So use the platforms that you're comfortable with and be comfortable with what you want to share. So don't feel overwhelmed about everyone's doing video messaging. My competitors are doing video messaging. Do what works for you, because that will show the real authentic and the realness. The minute you try and do something that's not within your comfort zone, it doesn't come across as real or authentic.
No, that's fantastic. That is great advice.
Wow,
that is
wow,
great
wow.
advice.
Yeah.
That is absolutely wonderful.
Yay.
Yeah. That's 10 out of 10. Well done.
Yeah. Head of the class with Macy.
Wolf Messiah.
With Macy. Head girl.
But Liezel, once again, listen, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us and being here and continue to be the amazing inspiration that you are. I've got one more question.
You got one.
But Rhoda, you want to do a question? I know you got lots of stuff you want to ask.
I think the one thing I always tend to ask is if you had to go back in time to the younger Liezel, what advice would you give her?
If I had to go back in time, I would say be comfortable. And I'm going to steal this line from an incredible cyclist named Candice Lill. She is one of our top mountain bikers in the country. She is competing in a lot of global events this year. And her comment at the Cape Epic training camp last week was to trust the timing, your timing of your journey. So I'm going to steal that and then add in, because the collective nouns for giraffes walking together is called a journey. So I'm going to just adapt her saying to trust the timing of your journey, and that you are in the right place where you're meant to be. Just trust your journey.
Oh wow, that's deep. Wow.
That's a good spot to end it. It's like
ending as we tower.
Yeah. Well, whenever I ask, we're not going to get this like that.
Sorry, Dougal.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Should we roll the credits now?
Gotta hit the crest. You gotta be on the crescendo. You know what I mean? The journey is on top now. Yeah. Liezel, all we can say.
That's a great question. Thanks, Rhoda.
Pleasure, my love.
Liezel, all we can say is thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us and just share a couple of moments with us and just laugh and inspiring as you do. And long may it continue. And may you continue to do all these amazing things. But most importantly, remain the person you are that's always having fun. You make everything look so easy, even going to Everest, if you're going to base camp and cycling for 6 million hours and running 400,000 kilometers and diving. Have you flown? I'm sure she's flown. She's probably built wings or somewhere there at the house.
Don't joke, that's on the cards. That was something we spoke about, so you put it there, so maybe in future interviews, you'll be the first to hear. You'll be the first to hear.
But
it's just been, I just want to thank you. It's been an incredible opportunity just to chat. And I look forward to being live in the studio next time and just catching up with you all.
Yeah. And we would love to have you here. That's a promise. Yeah. Next time we talk, you come visit us. Yeah. You visit us.
Just wait, I'll be knocking on the door soon. Thank you so much. And please, if everyone's watching, like and subscribe. All the details are below. Nickay Productions. You guys do incredible work. Thank you for promoting everyone on the platform and the work that you do. It really does make a difference. So from me, thank you.
Big pleasure. Big pleasure.
Oh, my word.
Thank you, Liezel. Thank you so much for coming on. There she is, everybody. There is no mountain too high, no valley too deep, and trust me, no ocean even too deep to hold back the one and only Liezel van der Westhuizen, the giraffe, everybody. There she is. Liezel, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So thank you once again to our very special guest for joining us, Liezel. What a pleasure to talk to her. And Liezel is busy and she took time.
And to take time out to be with us.
Yeah, it's fantastic, man. It's really fantastic. That's a proper treat for all of us. It's a real treat.
And you know what stood out for me was the tea lady. I mean, look at the humble beginnings, you know, and look where Liezel is today. It's Liezel these days. So guys, come on, you know what?
But it's funny you say that now, because it is every person that has been determined, that have, and as she also said, hard work, that have gone on this journey of self-discovery and pushing your personal boundaries. They all have a story like that.
Exactly.
I mean, there she's saying, you know, like being ridiculed. Oh, somebody will do. They couldn't finish whatever. You know, publicly. You know, that is. Now, obviously, it was meant as a joke, maybe not meant as harm, but, you know, it hurts because, she was just doing something. And to say the thing about the tea lady and overcoming a fear of public speaking, and today you are, you the standard. I mean, we're not talking, let me be very honest with you. It's,
it's another level of
No. We're talking, we're gold standard here. This is, I mean, Liezel has been across the world doing what she does, having a mic in her hand. She's extraordinary. She really is.
In your industry, definitely somebody to look up to.
Yeah, fantastic. And, you know, so yeah. And what you got to do is go check out Liezel's website as well. There's
Yes.
incredible stories there as well. And also great evidence on how she's facilitated and how she can assist. So definitely go check it out, which is very, very simple, www.liezel.co.za. And you can also email her, info@liezel.co.za. Very simple, but go check out the website, and of course, every social media platform you could possibly think of. There you
You'll
will
find Liezel,
There you will
definitely.
find
And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm probably one of the people that's checking up on her 24/7. I love looking on social media, and I'm telling you, especially on a YouTube channel. I mean, Liezel's got beautiful, fabulous videos, short little clips, just enlightening you and makes you feel so much better just listening to them. So you know what? Do yourself a favor. There's all the details on our website. Go and have a look.
Yeah, and if you haven't done so yet, don't forget, she's in the Word magazine, of course, the January edition. So go check that out. That is going to be brilliant as well. And like she said, it is a great read. So you got to go. I myself haven't checked it out, but I am going to do that.
And it's a
as
free,
soon as I
it's
leave
free
here.
Google, by the way. Let's just mention it's a free mag, guys. So you know what? Go there. There's a website, www.wordmag.co.za. Go and read up and go and look at all the basically publications that has happened already. Definitely.
Now, exciting times. And the one thing I like is when she said, oh, what is still to come, the months for now. So very, very exciting. Very, very exciting, yeah.
For our Word Mag.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much for joining us this evening. It has been an absolute pleasure having you with us here this evening. And also, please don't forget to like and share. Thank you for the wonderful comments. And also a big thank you to our very special guest, Liezel van der Westhuizen, and big shout out to everybody at The Word Magazine. And remember to go check out The Word Magazine. That's it, Rhoda.
That's it, Dougal. Have a fabulous week, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.